Question number 271. Which Azure storage access tier is optimized, including for cost, for data accessed infrequently and must be stored for at least 30 days? Option A, Archive access tier. Option B, Cool access tier. Option C, Premium storage. Option D, Hot access tier. The correct answer is option B, Cool access tier. The Cool access tier is optimized for data that is infrequently accessed and must be stored for at least 30 days. It offers lower storage cost compared to the Hot access tier, making it ideal for such use cases. Question number 272. Which feature of Azure storage makes it durable? Option A, accessibility. Option B, security. Option C, redundancy. Option D, scalability. The correct answer is option C, redundancy. Redundancy in Azure storage ensures data durability by keeping multiple copies of data across different locations or storage types. This helps protect against data loss due to hardware failure or other issues, making the storage highly durable. Question number 273. What is the primary purpose of tags in Azure? Option A, to categorize and organize resources for better management. Option B, to monitor resource performance. Option C, to assign security permissions to resources. Option D, to automate resource provisioning. The correct answer is option A, to categorize and organize resources for better management. Tags in Azure are used to categorize and organize resources by adding metadata in the form of key value pairs. This helps with resource management, tracking cost, and filtering or grouping resources for reporting and automation purposes. Question number 274. Which of the following best describes scalability in the cloud? Option A, the ability to reduce cost by limiting storage. Option B, the ability to increase or decrease resources based on demand. Option C, the ability to run applications without an internet connection. The correct answer is option B, the ability to increase or decrease resources based on demand. Scalability in the cloud refers to the ability to adjust resources such as storage, computing power, or bandwidth based on the changing demand. This allows businesses to handle varying workload efficiently without over-provisioning or under-provisioning resources. Question number 275. What is the primary purpose of Azure RBAC? Option A, to protect against unauthorized access to Azure subscriptions. Option B, to enforce multi-factor authentication. Option C, to grant users the appropriate level of access to Azure resources. Option D, to manage network security groups. The correct answer is option C, to grant users the appropriate level of access to Azure resources. Azure Role-Based Access Control (RBAC) is used to manage access to Azure resources. It allows administrators to assign specific permissions to users, groups, or applications to control what action they can perform on Azure resources. This ensures that users have the minimum level of access required to perform their task while maintaining security. Just a quick reminder, if you don't want to watch all these videos and instead download all questions and answers, then feel free to purchase them on Buy Me a Coffee page. I have shared the link below. Question number 276. What is the minimum number of availability zones required to create a highly available application in Azure? Option A, 4. Option B, 1. Option C, 3. Option D, 2. The correct answer is option D, 2. To create a highly available application in Azure, at least 2 availability zones are required. Availability zones are physically separated locations within an Azure region, and deploying applications across at least 2 zones help protect them from failure in a single zone. Question number 277. Which of the following is a benefit of using sovereign regions in Azure? Option A, lower cost. Option B, greater flexibility. Option C, increased performance. Option D, reduce compliance risk. The correct answer is option D, reduce compliance risk. Sovereign regions in Azure are designed to help organizations meet specific legal, regulatory, and compliance requirements in certain countries or regions. By using these regions, businesses can reduce compliance risks associated with data residency, sovereignty, and legal obligations. Question number 278. What is the primary difference between pay-as-you-go and reserved instance pricing models in the cloud? Option A, reserved instances offer higher performance than pay-as-you-go instances. Option B, reserved instances offer discounted rates for long-term commitments, while pay-as-you-go is billed based on the usage. Option C, pay-as-you-go requires upfront payment, while reserved instances are billed hourly. Option D, pay-as-you-go is only available for public cloud models, while reserved instances are for private cloud models. The correct answer is option B. Reserved instances offer discounted rates for long-term commitments, while pay-as-you-go is billed based on usage. In the pay-as-you-go model, you are charged based on the resources you use, with no long-term commitment. Reserved instances, on the other hand, involve a commitment to use specific resources for a longer period, typically 1 or 3 years, in exchange for a discounted rate compared to pay-as-you-go pricing. Question number 279. Which of the following benefits are provided by Azure ExpressRoute compared to a regular site-to-site VPN? Option A. Data travels over the private network, not a public one. Option B. Less expensive connection to Azure. Option C. Fast connection to Azure. Option D. Access to private virtual networks that do not have devices with a public IP address. The correct answers are Option A. Data travels over the private network, not a public one. Option C. Faster connection to Azure. Azure ExpressRoute offers a private, dedicated connection between your on-premises infrastructure and Azure, providing a more secure and reliable link compared to a standard site-to-site VPN, which uses the public internet. This private connection also typically offers faster and more consistent performance. Question number 280. Why are Azure data centers located in various regions around the world? Option A. To comply with local regulations. Option B. To reduce latency for users. Option C. All answers are correct. Option D. To ensure redundancy and high availability. The correct answer is Option C. All answers are correct. Azure data centers are located in various regions around the world to comply with local regulations, reduce latency for users by placing resources closer to their locations, and ensure redundancy and high availability in case of failures in a specific region. This global distribution helps to provide a reliable, secure, and high-performance cloud experience for customers worldwide.